Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1 of October-November 2005. So let's move on to question number 1. Here we have 10 minus 7.56, so pretty easy. So 10 is 10.00 minus 7.56. So 10 will be 9, 1 will go here, 9, 10. 10 minus 6 is 4, 9 minus 5 is 4, and 9 minus 7 is 2. So your answer is 2.44. Now for part B, as we have done this many times before, we first ignore the decimal place. We take this 105 times 2. You will get 210. Here we have 1 decimal place, and here we have 3 decimal place. So in total we have 4 decimal place, so we count 1, 2, 3, and 4. So your answer is 0.0210. Now for part 2, we have fraction. We have to first expand this one. So 3 times 5 plus 1 is 16 over 5. Minus 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11 over 4. Now the base are different. We have to do the LCM. So 5 times 4. And then we just cross multiply. So 16 times 4 is 64 minus 55. That will be 9 over 20. That will be your answer for part A. Now for part B, we have 2/3 of the plot of land is garden, 1/5 of the garden is lawn. Find the fraction of the land is lawn. So pretty easy. You just do 1/5 times 2/3. That will be 2 over 15. That will be the fraction which is lawn. Now for question number 3, it says the diagram shows a fuel gauge for a car. This is a car. What fraction does the gauge show? The gauge show. So here we have it is between this and this. So we have to add this 2 and divide by 2. So 1 over 4 plus 1 over 2. That will be 3 over 4. Divide by 2. That will be 3 over 8. So this value here is 3 over 8. Now part B, the fuel tank holds 48 liters. So when it is full, it holds 48 liters. So when it is 8 over 8, it is 48 liters when it is full, right? Now how many liters must be added to the tank to fill it? So right now it is at 3 over 8. We need to add 5/8 to fill this up. So that will be 48 divided by 8, which is 1 times 5 over 8. That should be 30 liters. So he needs to add 30 liters to fill this tank up. So this will be 1, 6 times 5 is 30. Now question number 4, we have 3 numbers are given in the answer space. Now write L for the largest, M for the next largest, and S for the smallest. So what is this number here? It is 0.7 million. That will be 700,000. This one is 804,000. So the largest will be this one, the next one will be this one, this is the smallest one. Okay, now part B, an amount of money is divided into 2 parts, 1 and 4. Find the smaller part as a percentage of the whole amount. So what is everything together? We have 1 plus 4 is 5 parts. The smaller part is 1 over the whole amount times, that will be 20%. Now for question number 5, the population of the country is 3.2 times 10 power 6. There are 8 times 10 power 5 children. Part A, what is the fraction of the population of children? So pretty easy. We take children, divide by population. That will be 3.2 times 10 power 6. So now what I can do is I can send 1 10 over here. That becomes 8 over 32 times 10 power 5 over 10 power 5. These two cancel out. This is 1, 4. The fraction will be 1 divided by 4. Now for part B, find the number of adults, giving your answers in standard form. So pretty easy. Population was 3.2 times 10 power 6 minus children to find the number of adults. So here we have 10 power 6 and 10 power 5. We cannot minus directly. So we have to change this to 10 power 5. We send 1 0 here. That becomes 32 times 10 power 5 minus 8 times 10 power 5. So 32 minus 8, that will be 24 times 10 power 5. So your answer needs to be in standard form. That will be 2.4 times 10 power 6. Now question number 6, the first 5 term of a sequence is this. Okay, now the nth term is given to us. Find the 19th term, so pretty easy. Replace the value of n by 19. That will be 19. 19 plus 1 is 20, so that will be 190. So this is 10. So your answer is 190 for the first one. Now we have to use this to find this one. So write down the expression in terms of n for the nth term of this sequence. It is the same as this one, just the value of 1 is missing. Basically the first one became 3. So initially we had this. Now the first term here has changed to 3. So for example here, let's say if n were equal to 1, here we'll have 1, right? But we have to have 3, we have to add 2. So in that case, what's going to happen is we have to, this one remain the same because it's a difference between every increasing term, because this is 2, 3, 4. This is what it represents. But for this one here, the first term is actually now 3, so it has to add 2. So n plus 2. So this is your answer for this one, which is half n plus 1, n plus 2. So this is question number 6. Question number 7. So a cuboid is shown in the diagram. So we know the volume is equal to this much. Find the height. So how do you find volume of a cuboid? We know that volume equal to length times width times height is equal to 90,000. We know the length and the width, we have to find the value of the height. So height will be 90,000 divided by length, which is 60, times width, which is 50. So simplify, that will be 900 divided by 6 times 5 is 30. That will be 30. So the height is 30 centimeters. Now for part 8, we have BCD. So this one is a straight line. Then we have AD equal to AC. So this one is ADC is an isosceles triangle, which means this angle here is equal to the angle here. So let's do that. So 180 minus 134, sorry, it's 34 actually. That becomes 7, 10, 6, 4, 1. Becomes 146 divided by 2, that will be 73. So this is 73 and this is 73. Now what is this angle here? As you know, this is a straight line. This will be 180 minus this 73. So 180 minus 73, that will be 7, 10. That will be 7107. So that will be 107. So now we have this triangle ACB. What is this angle here? It will be 180 minus this minus this. It will be the same as doing, so you do 180 minus this one, you get 73 minus this, so 73 minus 41, sorry, 42, that will be 1 and 3, 31. Okay, question, part 1, find the angle ADC. So ADC is 73. Find the angle BAC. So BAC is 31. And find the reflex angle ABC. ABC reflex is this angle here. As we know, this one is 360. So 360 minus 42 for the reflex angle. That will be 5, 10, that will be 8, 1, 3. Answer will be 318. Okay, this is question number 8. Now, question number 9 we have figure 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 6 figures. So which graph shows the above could be the graph of this one? So for this first one, it is y equal to x cubed. It has to be in this form. You should know that by now. Figure 6. Now for this one, it is 1 over x squared. So in that case, you can try. You can see what can be this graph. So x, let's say x was positive. right? X goes this way. What happened to the value of y? Y decreases, but it never goes below 0. Let's say x was negative, because it is square. Y also decreases, but it never touches 0. So y will always be above 0, but it decrease and decrease. So it can only be this value, this graph here, 4. Now for this one, it is a straight line, x minus 1, and we can see the gradient here is positive, so the line must be going up. So it can only be figure 2. So that will be your answer for question number 9. Now question number 10, 3 of the angles of this have 4 sides, or each this. Find the 4th angle. Pretty easy. So we know that the sum of angles of a 4-sided shape is 360. So we know 3 angles already. We have to find the 4th one. So let's do the sum of the 3. That will be 15. That will be 28. So 360 minus 285 for the 4th angle. 510, 210. That will be 75. So the 4th angle will be 75. This is simple subtraction. You guys should be able to do this pretty easily. Now for part B, each interior angle of a polygon is 165. How many sides does the polygon has? So pretty easy as well. Here we have to use a formula. So we know that the sum of angle is n minus 2 times 180. Now for each angle, divide by n equal to 165. So we can cross multiply. N minus 2 times 180 equal to 165 and x. Now we can divide by 5. That will be what? 5. That will be 3. 33 by 5. That will be 3 as well. 6. Now we expand. We have 36n minus 72 equal to 33n. Now we send this over here. That will be 3n equal to 72. Now n will be equal to 72 divided by 3. That will be 2, 4. So the number of sides will be 24. Let's move on to question number 11. So factorize fully this one. So what is common here? I can see that 5 is common and x is common. So x minus 2 remains. Now for this one, we have to solve. We have to find the value of y. So let's send this one over here. It will become 7y minus 3y. And this one will send this over here, become plus 10. 16 equal to 4y. So y becomes 4. Now for part C, solve this one. We have to expand. So 3. No, we don't need to expand. So we just have to solve now because this thing has been given to us. So 3p equal to 0. P plus 2 is also equal to 0. So p equal to 0. P equal to minus 2. These are the two solutions of this. Moving on to question number 12. In the diagram, we have AB and DC. They are parallel to each other. They are in the same direction as each other. So whenever I have parallel lines, I like to extend them just a little bit to have more understanding of what's happening to my diagram. So let's do that. So now it says angle ACB, this angle is equal to CDA. So this and this are equal. That is given to us. Now part A, explain why triangles ABC, so ABC, and triangles CAD, this big one, are similar. So one way to show that two triangles are similar is by proving that the angles are the same. So what can we use here? So let's observe. As you can see, this line is in the same direction as this one. Let's say we have this angle here. This angle will be equal to this angle, right? So now since we have this angle equal to this equal to this, the third one will have to be equal, because It's the third angle of the triangle. How do you find that? You just take 180 minus the rest. That's how we obtain that these sides are these angles are equal. So yep, here you go. First one, because all the corresponding angles are the same, therefore triangles ABC and CAD are similar. That's the reason why. Or you can just point to the drawing as well to show which angle are the same to each other. That will be part 1. Now part B, given that AB, so AB is equal to 4, BC equal to 7, and AC is equal to 6, okay, and CD equal to 9. CD is what? CD equal to 9. So find the size of AD. So AD is this one. So as you can see, the size AD, the corresponding is this angle. So this is the side corresponding to this angle. So how about this one? So this angle is the same as this one. It is corresponding to the side 7. So pretty easy. By similarity, we can solve this. So we take 7 over AD is equal to, so this one has a corresponding side of 6, so 6 over this angle here, same as this one, has this one over 9. So we solve, we find AD, so cross multiply, we send AD over here. That becomes 7 times 9 divided by 6. That will be divided by 3. That will be 3, 2. That will be 21 over 2, which is 10.5. So AD will be 10.5 centimeters. Okay, that is question number 12. Now, question number 13, on the Venn diagram in the answer space, shade the region A union B dash. So B dash is outside of B. So union will be everything outside of B. Okay, that will be your answer. So anything outside of B will be your answer. Now for part B, we have first one, the universal set is all polygons, which it means all shapes. Q is all quadrilaterals, means all four-sided shapes. And now R is all regular polygons, is all polygons with the same side, regular, right? Now question part 1, what is a special name of the polygons which belong to Q intersection R? So pretty easy, Q has 4 sides. What is the name of a four-sided shape where all the sides are the same? It is N, 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 N. So that will be a square, because all the sides are the same and they have 4 sides. Now part 2, on the Venn diagram in the answer space below, show the set of T, where T are equilateral triangles. So what is an equilateral triangle? It's a triangle where all the 3 sides are the same, which means it is a regular polygon, but it is not a four-sided shape. It only has 3 sides, so it cannot be in Q. It can only be inside of R. That will be a set T. That is question 13. Now question 14, in the diagram, the unshaded region, this is the unshaded region R, defined by 3 inequalities. So 2 of these are this one, y is less than 2x plus 2. So as you can see, the gradient is positive. It means the line is going up. So this will be the equation. So y equal to 2x plus 2, and y equal to 5 minus x. So minus x, the gradient is negative. The line is going down. This one will be your line. Wait, actually we have 2 lines here going up. So actually it is this one. Sorry, this is not the equation of this one. It will be this one. y equal to 2x plus 2, because the gradient is more steep than this one, so it's not this one. Mistake here. So this one is going down, it has to be this one, y equal to 5 minus x. So write down the third inequality. The third one will be this one. What is the line of this? What is the equation of this line? So let's take 2 points, 0, 0, and 2, 1. So the gradient is height by base. So height is 1, base is 2. So m is equal to half. Now we take the point 0, 0. So x, y, half. That'll be 2y equal to x. It needs to be above, so it'll be 2y more. That will be the third inequality. Now part B, find the integer values of x which satisfy the following equation. So we can solve this. We can try to solve this. So let's do that. So how do you get rid of 13? We minus 13 everywhere. That will become 4 minus 13 will be minus 9, 2x, minus 13, that will be minus 4. Now how do you get rid of 2? Divide by 2 everywhere. So continue here, becomes minus 4.5, x less than minus 2. So as you can see, x is between minus 4.5, here we have minus 4, minus 3, minus 2. So we don't it is not inclusive, so we cannot take this one. We can only take this and this value for integer values. So the values will be minus 4 and minus 3. So these are the answer for part B. Question 15, we have three matrices here, A, B, and C. Part 1, find B minus C. So pretty easy, one by one. So B is this one, 1 minus 1, 0, 4, minus 3, minus C. C is 2, 2, minus 1, minus 1, 2, 0. So it's always one by one. So we take the first one. So 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 minus minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. Minus 1 minus minus 1 is 0. Minus 3 minus 0 will be minus 3. So this is your answer for part 1. Now for part B, we have to do A times B. A is 1, 2, 3. B is 2, 1 minus 1, 0, 4 minus 3. So for matrix is always row by column. So row is 1 times 2 is 2, plus 2 times 1 is 2, so 4, plus 3 times 1, that will give you 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. Now same thing, rows by column. So 0, 8, minus 9, that will be minus 1. So your answer will be 1 minus 1. That will be your answer for part B. Now question 15, we have f of x, which is a function of x, is equal to 3x minus 5. Now part 1, find f of minus 4. You have to replace the value of x by minus 4. So f of minus 4 equal to 3 times minus 4 minus 5. That will be minus 12 minus 5, which is minus 70. That's your first answer. Now find the value of t, for which f of t equal to 10. So pretty easy. F of t is what? Replace the value of x by t, so 3t minus 5 equal to 10. Now you solve for t, so 3t equal to 10 plus 5, which is 15. So t is 15 divided by 3, 5. Now this one, find the inverse function of f. So first step is to let y equal to f of x, which is equal to 3x minus 5. Now we have to make x the subject of formula, so 3x equal to y plus 5. Now x will be y plus 5 divided by 3. So from this we have f inverse of x will be x plus 5 divided by 3. That is your answer for part C. Now for part D, pretty easy. We just have to replace the value of x by 4 in this function. So 4 plus 5 divided by 3, 9 by 3, that will be 3. Okay, this is your answer for f inverse of 4. Question number 17, we have a rectangular tabletop is 100 centimeters long and 75 centimeters wide. Both lengths were measured correct to the nearest 5 meters. So the first thing we do is we take the measurement, which is 100, plus minus the error, which is 5 over 2. That will be 102.5 and 97.5. And for the width, same thing. 75 plus minus the error will be 5 over 2, which will be 77.5 and 72.5. So question is, find the least possible perimeter of the table. So the least possible, you have to use the lower bound. So how do you find perimeter? You have to add the distance around the rectangle. So we will take this one times 2, 97.5, plus this one times 2 as well, 72.5. That will give you 340. So 340 will be the perimeter of this rectangle, the least possible one. Now for part B, the area of the rectangular room is this much, correct to 1 meter square. Now the width is this much, correct to 1 meters. Find the greatest possible length of the room. So how do you find area? Area is equal to length times width. Now you have to find the length. So from this we know length is equal to area divided by width. Now you have to find the maximum length. So max L is equal to maximum area divided by minimum width. So now we have to find the range of those two values. So for area, it is actually 22 plus minus 1 over 2. That will be 22.5 for plus and 21.5 for minus. Now for the width, it is actually 3 plus minus 1 over 2 for the error. That becomes 3.5 and then 2.5. So to find the maximum L, we have to take the max A, 22.5, divided by the minimum, which is 2.5. That will be, so 225, we just move one decimal place, we have to move one as well. Divide by 25, that becomes 9. 9 meters for the greatest possible value of the length. Now question 18, here we have the numbers 3, 002 and 0.05 can be written as this. Find the value of x and y. So pretty easy. This one is what? 3000 plus this needs to be 2 is 2, so x needs to be 0 for 2, and then this last one, it needs to be we have 2 decimal place, it has to be minus 2. So x will be 0 and y will be minus 2. Now for part B, the exchange rate for yen and dollars is 66 yen to $1. Question part 1, calculate in yen the amount received for $200. So we use this to find this. We know that $1 give you 66 yen, so $200 will give you 66 times $200. That should be 0, 0, and then 2 will be 2, 1, 3. So your answer will be 13,200 yen. Now for the last part is calculate in dollars the amount received for this much. So same technique. We say 66 yen gives you $1. So we have 33,000 yen. That will give you 1 divided by 66 times 33,000. So we can divide by 33. You have 1, 0, 0, 0. That will be 2. So that will be 500. So your answer will be $500 for this much yen. That will be question 18. Now question 19, we have a cumulative frequency curve for a field A of 400 plants. That's the number of plants we have in total. Now Part 1, use the graph to find the number of plants that grew to a height of more than 30 meters. So this is our height here. So let's see how many plants we have, which is on this line. So this is 30 meters. And the number of plants will be, corresponding value will be this one. Right. This is 180. So basically this number says number of plants which is 30 or less will be 180. Now we are looking to find more than 30 will be this length above. So we have to do 400 minus 180 will be the number of trees having height more than 30. So let's do that. 400 minus 180. So 400 minus 180, that will be 3, that will be 2, 0, 10, 220. So number of trees will be 220, having a length of more than 30 centimeters. Now for part B, find the interquartile range. So we have to find Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 is basically 3/4 of the number of trees, which is 400. That will be the 300th element, which is equal to what? I don't know yet. So this is first quadrant will be 1/4 times 400. That will be the 100th element. So let's find one by one. First one, let's find the 300th element. So 300 will be on this line, and the corresponding value will be on this vertical line. So for me, I have 36. So that will be 36. How about this one now? This one will be on this line. And the corresponding value here is 23. So 23. So minus 6 minus 3 will be 3. 3 minus 3 is 1. 13. So that is my interquartile range. Now for part C, another 400 plants were grown in field B. Okay, field B. Now the cumulative frequency distribution of heights of these plants is shown in this table here. Okay. Now on the same axis for A, draw the cumulative frequency curve for the plants in field B. So we have to draw the one in field B. Okay, pretty easy. So for the first one we have, so basically this is our X and this is our Y. So X 10, 35. So 10, 35 will be what? 3 here, 5 will be here. Then we have 15, 75. That'll be 7 here. Then we have 20, 130. Then we have 25, 200. Then we have 30, 280. Then we have 35, 330. Then we have 40, 370. And the last one, 50, will be 400. Okay, now let's join all the points to form this smooth curve. So try your best to join the points and make it as smooth as possible. Okay, this is your curve for the label as field B, of course. Now, question here is, by comparing the two curves, state with reason which field produces the taller plants. So taller plants, so let's see which one produces the taller plants. So, so as you can see here, for example, let's take a point. So let's say we are looking at 30. The number of trees who is 30, for A we have 180, for B it is 2 something. So basically, taller trees will be field A, because as you go for taller trees, we have less and less for the value of B. I hope that makes sense, right? from the graph you can see. So if you go, for example, let's go to 35. So 35, you see that the number of taller trees for A is this distance above. It is, let's say we take this value here, that will be 280. The number of taller trees will be 40 minus 280, that is 120. But for field B, it's only 70 compared to field A. So basically, field A produces taller trees. Because I guess you have to look at the average. So what is the median? So median will be on 200, will be here. And field A will be here. Because on average, this is for field B, it says 25 centimeters and 31 for field 2. Because you would say on average, field A trees are 31 and field B are 25. So basically, in this case, we can just compare their median values. Median is just half of the number of trees, which is 200 element. You find the corresponding element. So that is for B, which is 25. And for A, it is 31, comparing those two values. Because the value of A is more than 25, you will say A has taller trees. Okay, that is question 19. Now question 20, we have this graph. It is a speed time graph, and it is for a car's journey. Now part 1, find the speed when the time is 20. So time is 20, the speed is here. So how do you find the speed here? You have to use triangles. Let's use triangles. So this one, we need to find the value of, we need to find this value. Let's call this V. So we'll have to use this big triangle. So we have, in this case, we have two triangles, this big triangle and the small triangle. So for the big one, what is the height? The height is 20. Over the base is 30. It is equal to, what is the height of the small one? We don't know, it is V over the base of 20. So the reason we can use this is because this small triangle and the big triangles are similar. That's why we can use this formula. They are into. So one way to know if they are similar is because this small triangle is inside of the big triangle. So that's one way to know that they are similar. Then you can use this technique. So find the value of V. So we send 20 over here. That becomes 20 times 20 over 30 equal to V. So this one goes away. That will become 40 divided by 3. So you can leave your answer as such because it's not going to be exact value, but let's find out. That will be 1. So that will be 1. That will be 3. So 13 and 1 over 3. So that's your speed. So 13, 1 over 3 meters per second. Now for part B, find the acceleration when time equal to 20. So acceleration when you have a speed time graph, pretty easy. We have to use the gradient of the triangle. So height by base. So height is, so you can use this height and this base. It will be the same as this one divided by this because they are similar triangles. So this is 20 divided by 30. So 20 divided by 30, 2 over 3. That's the acceleration for the car. Now part C, find the distance traveled in the first 40 seconds. So in the first 40 seconds, it will be here. So what is this shape? As you can see, it's a trapezium. If you want to, you can find the area of triangle first and then the area of the rectangle. So you have two options. So let's do the easiest one, which is area of triangle and area of rectangle. So triangle will be half times base, which is 30, times height, which is 20, plus area of rectangle is, this is what? 40 minus 30 is 10, height is 20, so 10 times 20. So let's simplify. That will be 210, 300 plus 200, that is 500. So this one is 500. Now find the distance traveled in the first 60 seconds. So basically the whole thing. So let's find the rest. What is the rest of? This one is a triangle. Half times base, this is 20, times height, which is 20 as well, which is 200. So now everything together, this is 500 plus 200, that will be 700. Now, so let's write this down here. So 500 and 700. Now for part D, part of the distance time graph for the journey is shown in the space below. This one. Complete the answer. So it is given to you until this point. So here we have from 30 to 40, the speed is constant. So as you can see, there's a straight line. So from 30 to 40, the speed is constant. The speed is given to you by the value of 20. So basically, it says that the gradient from these 2 points will be 20, but the distance traveled for this, how much is that? So as we know, for this part, the distance traveled was 10 times 20 will be 200. So here it was 300 plus 200, that will be 500. So 30 to 40 will be 500 in between those two. And they will be joined by a straight line, and the reason why is because the speed is constant for those 2 points. As you can see, it is constant. Now for the last part, the distance traveled was 200, which means that from 40 to 60, the distance will be increased by 200. So from 40 to 60, increased by 200, that will be 700 right here. Now we have to know how to draw the last part. As you can see, the speed here is decreasing constantly. It means that how do you draw speed in a distance time graph? So you have to know, if you are drawing increasing speed, it will look like this. If you are drawing a constant speed, it will look like straight line. And if you are drawing a decreasing speed, it will look like this. So basically here to this point, it has to look more like it is like decreasing of this kind, because it is still going up for the distance traveled, but the speed is decreasing. Speed is the gradient, it is decreasing as the time goes by. So let's join these two. As you can see, it is decreasing, going down to 0. So at this point, it has to be kind of flat, right? So this will be your distance time graph for question number 20. Now question 21, here we have PQRS. So PQRS, we don't know where is S, is a parallelogram. Question part 1 is to find the coordinates of S. So we have to find S. So this is QR. So we don't know where is S yet, but one way to find this is to use this one to find this one. We know that from Q we had to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So same thing here, we have to move 8 and 4 from P. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then moving 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the value of So this point here will be your value of s, which is 4, 4. So which is 4 and 4. So we can join this to form the parallelogram. So we can have a picture, a diagram for this. So that's the shape. Okay, so that's our shape for PQRS. Now part B, find the coordinates of the midpoint of PR. So if you have P and R, you can find the midpoint pretty easily. So midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2. So minus 4 plus 9 is 5, divided by 2. And y1 plus y2, that is 2. So 5, 2, and 2 will be the midpoint of PR. Now find the equation of the line SRS. So R is this point, and as you can see here, R is this point, R is the point 9, 4, and S is the point 4, 4. As you can see, they are actually a straight line, so the equation will be y equal to 4. It is a horizontal line, so pretty easy. Part C will be y equal to 4. Now part D, find the equation of line QR. So QR, so Q is the point 1, 0, and now is the point 9, 4. So first thing we have to find the gradient, which is m. So one way to find this, we can just find this. Let's connect this point. Basically, it will be the height of the triangle divided by the base of the triangle. So the height is 4. The base is 1 to 9 will be 8. That is half. So that's the gradient. So the value for the equation will be y minus 0 over x minus 1 equal to 1 over 2. That will be 2y, 1, this. So that is the equation of the line QR. So 2y, x minus 1. Now for the last part is calculate the area of the parallelogram PQRS. So there's a few ways of doing that, but I guess the easiest way is to just find the area directly. So we know the height already. The height is equal to 4. We just have to find the width. So basically the main trick is to you basically think of this as a two kind of shape, right? So you just take this one, you move it here, it will be like a normal rectangle. Basically we just need to know the height. The height is 4, and what is the width? The width here we have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 4 will be 20. So that will be 20 units square. That will be the area of the PQRS. So we just have to find the height. The height pretty easy is 4, right? So as you can see, that was pretty easy, and we just have to find the width times height equals to the area of that shape. Now question number 22, here we have the diagram below shows the point P and triangles A, B, and C. So these are the shapes that we have here. Now part A, the reflection M maps A onto B. So we have a reflection M which maps A onto B. Okay. Now it says that given that M maps point P onto point Q, write down the coordinates of Q. So let's find out what is the line of reflection for these two. So in this case, it's pretty obvious that the line of reflection will be this line. That will be the line of reflection which maps A onto B. So P will become this point, which is Q. That will be 6, 2. So that will be 6, 2. Now part B, The rotation R maps A onto C. So where's A? A is this, C is this. Okay. Now question is part 1. Find the coordinates of the center of the rotation. So there's a few ways of doing that. The one way that I do is that I know that always works. I have to join these two corresponding lines. So this point became this. So this is the corresponding points. And this one became this, right? So these two joins together. Now, for me to find the center of the rotation, so what I like to do is I like to draw the bisector of these two lines, the perpendicular bisector of these two lines. So by doing that, I can find the center of rotation. So that's the first arc above and below. And then we go to point this one. We have to basically join these two arcs. So that's the first point. Okay, so we have 1 point and 2 points here. So let's join them. I'll use a different color here so we can see exactly where it goes. So we have 1 point here and 1 point here, right? So that's the first bisector of the first line. That's the first line. And then for this one, same thing here. You have to draw an arc, one above and one below, and then go to this point. Connect the first arc and then the second arc. So here we have this point and this point, which are formed. Okay, so here we have to connect them to find the center of rotation. As you can see here, these two red lines, they're drawn at one point, they're drawn at this point. So this point will be your center of rotation, which is -2, 0. That will be your center of rotation. That's one way of doing that, but there's other methods if you guys want to use different methods, but that's one of doing to find the center of rotation. Now question is, find the angle and direction of the rotation. So now you can just test. This one became this. So if you join this to your center, you can kind of observe that it will be a rotation 90 degrees anti-clockwise, right? So in that case, you can just write direction, angle will be 90 degrees, direction is anti-clockwise. Okay, that is for part 2. Now part C, the matrix -2, 0, 0, -2 represent the transformation T. Now given that T over A, so this is our object, so T is the matrix object equal to D, draw and label the triangle D. So what is A? The points of A will be this one. So A will be, let's take the points of A. So first point here is 0, 1. So let's do that. So T is -2, 0, 0, -2. Now A, we have first point is 0, 1. This is 2, 1. And this is 3, 3. So the image will be, first one will be 0. This one is -4 and -6. And this will be -2, -2, and -6. That is the image of A, which will be your triangle D. So let's draw this triangle. So 0, -2, so 0, -2, that's the first point. And then we have -4, 0, so -4, 0 will be, -4, -2 will be this point. -6, -6, -6, -6 will be this point. So as you can see, this is your triangle D. So if you guys know the matrix already, you guys will know that this is actually an enlargement with scale factor of -2, center 0, 0. That is your matrix T. So this is triangle D as labeled here. I hope you guys can see the triangle properly. So that will be the part C. Now for part D, given that ft A equal to A, find the matrix representing the transformation F. So this one's pretty easy, because so basically what happened is ft, it happened that when you do ft of A, it became A. So what matrix you know that must multiply with each other, it becomes the same one? It has to be the identity matrix. So so we know T is equal to something else already. So for F to times T to become I, F needs to become T inverse. So T inverse will be your value of F. So let's find F. F is T inverse. So how do you find the inverse matrix of T? So T is equal to -2, 0, -2. Okay. And so we have to find the determinant, which is, this is 4 -0, which is 4, okay. And then our joint matrix will be switch position, that will be -2, 0, 0. So it will be just this one. So 1 divided by 4, -2, 0, 0, -2. That will be the matrix of F. This one. That is question number 22. Okay. Moving on to the last question, that is question 23. That will be a locus question. The diagram below is a scale drawing representing 3 Coast Guards stations A, B, and C. In the drawing, 1 centimeter represents 20 km. Now, first part, express this in terms of this. So we have, for now, we have 1 centimeter with 20 km. As you can see, centimeters and km are different, so we have to convert them to the same. That will become 20, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 centimeters. So this 2 goes away. That'll be 1, 2, 20, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So your answer will be 2 million. Okay, 1 to 2 million for the ratio. Okay. Now part 2, find the distance between the Coast Guard station A and B. So let's go to our drawing here. So if you measure this one, A and B, so A is this point, B is here. So for me, I have about 11.7. Your value may be different. It may be 11.5, and that is okay as well. So 11.7, we have to times 20. So I know that 1 centimeter is 20 km. So I have measured here, I have 11.7. That will be what? 11.7 centimeters will be 20 times 11.7. So 0 goes away, that becomes this, times 2. That will be what? So 7 times 2 is 14, 23 km. So 2, 3, 4 km for my value. Now for part B, it is known that a ship is, condition number 1, equidistant from CA and CB. As you can see, you have C here and C here. It has to be the angle bisector of this one, of the angle C. So pretty easy. You just have to, let me just flip it this way. You just have to go to your point C and then measure a distance. You have to draw an arc on the line CB and then CA. Then go to this line, to this point, draw another arc inside of the triangle, and with the same distance, go on this point, intersect the first arc. It's not working fine. Okay, so once you have this point joined, you can connect them, this point to this, to form the first locus. Okay, so that's our first part, first condition. Now we have part 2. It is nearer to C than to A, so we have 2 points, C and A. So in that case, it needs to be the perpendicular bisector of this line. So pretty easy. You go to your point A, you have to measure a distance which is more than halfway, and then draw an arc above and below, and then go to your point C, intersect the first arc and the other arc. So as you can see, this one is not intersecting. You have to continue your arc. Okay. So now we have 2 points. One point is here, and one point is here. So join them to form the condition number 2. Now for condition number 3, it is less than 200 km from B. As you know of the scale is 200k to 1, so 200 km will be 10. Right, from the point B. So let's do that. So first you have to measure the distance, which is 10 km. And then you go to your point B. You have to draw an arc of a circle. Okay. Now once you have that, that will be condition number 3. So by constructing 3 loci, so this one is done, find the possible positions of the ship, label the extreme points S and P. S and P. So it needs to be, so first condition, it needs to be equidistant from this one. So it needs to be on this line. It also needs to be on this line. Now it needs to be inside of this. So there's 2 positions that we can have. One position will be it says first one, it needs to be on this line, and then it needs to be nearer to C than to A. So nearer to C needs to be on above this one than to A, so above this one. So we don't look here now, we have to look above. And then it needs to be inside of this 200. So the possible solution here will be, so this is the first one, and then this is the other one. So label the positions S and P. So S and P will be your main points. I hope that makes sense. If not, you can always try one by one. It needs to be equidistant, so basically it needs to be on this line, on this blue line. Part 2, it is nearer to C than to A. It needs to be closer to C than to A, so it needs to be above this line or on the line above. Okay, and then it needs to be inside of the arc, inside of this arc. It needs to be inside of the arcs, so it can be in this region, but it needs to be on the line, so it has to be this and this point. So that was question number 23. That was the last question. I hope that was somewhat helpful. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And once again, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.